Hey, I'm recording again. Hey, welcome back to Cleflin Nights. This is the story of what happened on our last gaming day. Jeez, 7 days ago, almost. On the 3rd of January. Usually I have that ready by now. So there's the 3rd. Okay. And, where we last left our heroes, or rather our villains, on Earth 210. It's 9 March 2016, and Max Eisenhart, also known as Magneto, and his team of Alkalites are over the Amazon. Yes, they are going to Nova Roma. And when they get there, Magneto he leaves the ship to go get Selene, is the member that they treated. If you remember last week, Joel, who has recently gotten the download on part, and has become now more of a villain. He has he's given Magneto the idea of the last female for their team, and they chose to get the mutant Selene. And as we know, she's usually thousands of years old, so we still haven't figured out what she's going to be like there. Joel, meanwhile, is talking to a lot of people throughout the ship, and Magneto, trying to get ideas of what they need to do next after this. And he thinks that they need to go after Darkseid, because Darkseid is the all-out end of all bad guys, or the most likely reason thing that would stop them from world domination, which he wants to lead Magneto to. He wants to win, and we'll see, because it goes day by day, and none of these guys are perfect at what they do. So, also now, we move from there over to the other world, to Black World. Black World is Earth 210.2, if you will, and no other planets exist. It's just the asteroid, and the three teams from 210 are en route. They've woken up and they're all in the middle of their breakfast, kind of role playing against each other, and that's what we're trying to do, is build relationships amongst these teams, and see to where which characters would end up with which characters. We don't know. And I don't want to keep saying but I keep doing it. It's like a breath or something. Okay, so our well, they spend quite a bit of time in their galleys communicating after their breakfast. All three teams, led by Alex, Chris Ritz, and Christopher Lord, all three of those leaders pretty much tell the teams that there was the plausibility of another possibility and repercussions from the deal. Now, the deal that they made with Wanda, as you've heard in a couple weeks ago, to keep Galactus from eating Earth 210 was, hey, take these three teams to another planet, and they'll spend 2 weeks getting to know each other, training, and the time that they would probably never really get on their own world, because they're going from team to team and going to school and all this stuff. They'll never get this training or this time to learn each other. So, and that's what Wanda wants to develop amongst these teams. But Wanda also has an ulterior motive, that these, besides spending the 2 weeks, when those teams go back, an alternate version of those teams that stayed for 2 weeks actually stayed for 20 years. And those teams with their second gens are being sent to Clefland with a D, to become the royalty there, as well as I try to develop that world. And I don't know what yet really sure Wanda has in mind for them when they get there. but that's the end result. So now that Alex, Chris, and Christopher have this download, they want to let the teams know, because they're trying to be transparent. Ever since Obama brought that up, everybody's trying to be transparent now. Not like, well, you don't need to know yet. No, they're not doing that. They're just like, I'm going to tell you, and let the chips fall where they may, basically. So, while they're having breakfast, I mean, anything, there's a lot of discussions amongst the members. That what we realize is, I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a cold in my throat. The heat running all the time is kind of messing with my throat. What we realize, the dynamics among each of the teams are really different. Chris and Alex have younger teams, but Joel, or Christopher Lord, has with Omega Dawn a mostly older team. A lot of grown adults, a few high schoolers, but adults nonetheless. And they're not really coming together like the youth of the other teams are clicking. Well, the Argonauts, Alex's team, are clicking together, but most of the team has telepathy. And because of the intimacy between Charles and Monet, has brought the whole team closer. They're experiencing a lot of things together. But Alex Batman and Mindy McCready are all not telepaths, so they're a little outside of that group thing going on. And on Chris's stars, yeah, since they're mostly young, they're getting along very well. But a lot of them don't like the fact, hey, I'm going to be away from my family for 20 years. And the 2-week vacation part of the deal thing was that no time would go by on Earth 210. When they come back, it was like 2 seconds had gone by. And they were gone for 2 weeks. So they thought, wow, what an advantage. My family's not missing out on me. But on Chris's, Chris tells his team about the 20 years and that they may never come back, that version of them will never come back, they're kind of flipping out, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables. So it really bothers them. And that's most of the gaming. They finally arrive at the asteroid by the end of the gaming session. Omega Dawn is first to arrive. They depart the ship in the hangar bay. But the hangar bay with the 2 shuttles in it only have enough room for 1 lightning ship. And the other 2 ships kind of park their noses in within the atmosphere that's there. And they all depart the ship, but Omega Dawn's further ahead. And right away, Christopher Lord tries to take over the Luna Station. I mean, that's what it's called it's a Luna Station, but it's on an asteroid in this sense. They want to call it something else other than asteroid. But that's what it's going to get called, because that's what it wants. There's a little bit of play maybe from Wanda. They don't know. And I don't know either. Wanda hasn't told me. So that was this week's. We went from there, after everybody's on the asteroid, to, oh, by the way, Stars and Argonauts finally got to meet a lot of the team members. And they're like, oh, you got this person and that, and da-da-da. Because Christopher Lord and Alex used to be part of Stars when it first built. So they knew some of the people. But when we finished up their gaming, we went on to play Magic like we've been doing for the last 3 weeks. Mostly because I had gotten Frank a Amazon card, which he used to buy a big Planeswalker game of Magic the Gathering, and we played. And we played some of the decks that he had bought with that game, and we had a good time. But of course, I didn't win any games. I think Alex won one and Chris won one. And, or was it Frank that won the other one? I think it was Frank. It sucked. We got our butts kicked. But I fought hard. Gave it the good fight. Still haven't won a game. I'm like the Browns of Magic. Just not winning. But sooner or later I might win one this season. And hopefully you guys all out there, if you have any comments like about how bad my voice sounds, leave them below. If you like what I have, hit like, a little thumbs up, or also hit subscribe if you want to get more videos like this. Any comments below about, hey, what's going on with this series and what are you doing? That'd be great. But this is going to be like a vlog of this gaming for a while. And only 11 minutes. This can be easy load up. Hey, have a good night. Peace.